Hi everyone, so I wanted to create a fun, bright look that also looked really pretty and bright on camera. So I created this pink and purple eye look inspired by Sugar Plum Fairies, candy, just very girly, very princessy, bright, cheerful. So I hope that you enjoy my interpretation of a Sugar Plum Fairy princess look, and thank you so much for watching. Alright, so to get started on the look, I'm going to take Too Faced Shadow Insurance and Candlelight just to get sort of like a whimsical kind of glow on the eyelid. Just taking like a pea-sized amount, and we're just going to blend that all out on the entire lid. I'm taking it all the way up to the brow bone just for an all-over even finish. If this is too much shimmer for you, you can always just do like a nude or kind of sheer primer, and then you could always take a paint pot, or you could take two different primers, do a primer on the lid, do a different primer up toward the brow bone. I'm going to take the Sugar Pale Pressed eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to dip into this white, which is Taco, and I'm going to take this up on my Delium Tools number 777, which is just a flat brush, and we're just going to pack this all over the lid. It's kind of fun to take a shimmer and then to pack a matte over it. You get this sort of shimmery effect, but it's not too overly shimmery. It's kind of a new finish. As the day goes on, that shimmer kind of becomes a little bit more prominent, but it gives it a really, really kind of nice look to it. So I'm just going to pat that all over my eyelid and then just sort of swoop it out in the crease using the side of the brush. Just want to make sure I have enough in my inner tear duct as well, just for a glow. Now for the arch of the brow bone, I'm just going to take a little bit of NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And we're just going to blend that out, keeping the main color or the majority of the color in the peak or arch of the brow bone. If you end up with a little excess, which isn't hard to do, they're really creamy, you can always just kind of clean up that space. And I'm going to take more Taco, but we're going to take it up on the same brush, but we're just going to start at the very peak of the arch, and then I'm just going to move the color out a little bit. And then just drop it down and just sort of pat it all over the Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Candlelight, kind of sealing that incandescent look. That'll also help the brow bone look more polished finish and make it a little bit more matte if that's what you're going for. I'm going to take Poison Plum, which is just that really bright, bright, bright purple. It's kind of like Sugar Pill's version of Makeup Forever number 92. It's just a little bit more pinker. We're just going to take this sort of flat eyeliner brush, and we're just going to start drawing a bit of an outer V. And then I'm just going to sort of angle it up from the other side. Just going to get this really sort of pretty cat eye-y effect going. And I'm going to stroke in a little bit of Poison Plum into the outer corner using that paddle brush. And I'm just going to raise my brow a little bit just so I can see my whole eyelid space a little bit better. If you have smaller eyes, you can always keep this going in the outer corner only. I'm just going to fill in that line a little bit by patting on some of Poison Plum. If you want the color to be more pigmented, you can always not do the white base, but I sort of like that it sort of goes together and is very blended. I'm just going to take a little bit of that pointy brush, and I'm just going to start stroking across the upper lash line. And just sort of push it down against the lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of Dolly Pop right here, just this bright pink. If you don't have these colors, you can always take like a bright pink blush and use that instead. But I'm just going to pat this on the outskirts, sort of following that same shape I did with the purple, using that same brush. Just turn it on its side. I like to sort of use the same brush sometimes in doing a whole look or a whole face, because it kind of keeps the whole thing well blended together. And I'm just going to stroke a little bit of that pink back towards the purple. Now if you'd like, you can always just grab a little bit more of the purple and then just sort of retouch it if you'd like, just to give it a little bit of a softer kick to the pink and the purple when they meet. Now I'm actually just going to go ahead and use this on my face too, so I figured it would be great to just take this for the crease shade as well. And we're just going to take a little bit of Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. That way, in case you're somebody who does like to do tutorials as close as you can via products, try my best to make sure that I don't go into 20 palettes or 20 eyeshadows. But I'm just going to go in with the same Delium Tools brush, 785. And we're just going to blend out the crease using Chocolate Soleil. Just get a really soft blend, almost taking the approach that you would if you were bronzing your face. You really wouldn't want a really harsh line if you're bronzing your face. Just want it to look like bronzer, like you tanned. It's basically the effect I want in the crease. Just pretty easy to do with a synthetic brush. They do, especially the diffuser brushes, blend product pretty well. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Glamour Doll Eyes Foil Me base, which is supposed to be available, I believe, today. I'm recording on, so if it's not, maybe it's sold out. But by the time you view this, it should be available. I'm just going to pat a little bit of this on the eyelid. And we're just going to pat it down, pat it down. Let it set for a second, not to the point where it's completely dried out, but just let it set for a second. I'm going to take Glamour Doll Eyes Eyelights in Pink Cadillac. These are eye safe because the hex size is only, they're playing, I'm sorry, 0.004. And it's just a very light kind of baby sugary pink. So I'm going to take a little bit of Pink Cadillac. And we're just going to pat that on the eye. Now to get a sample jar just enough to cover your look, it's going to only be about $1.50. So it's a really good, easy price tag. If you want a full jar of eyelights, it's about $4. So it's not a bad deal for glitter. If you're looking for glitter, these, cute little internet companies are about the route to go for affordability. Now for the upper lash line, I'm going to take a little bit of Urban Decay 24/7 Waterproof Liquid Liner in Perversion. And we're just going to try to keep this as close to lash line as possible. Now because bright colors don't always capture well on camera, and neither does really heavy dark liner, I'm just going to do the waterline in MAC's Naked Lip Liner. It's just a nude pencil. Any nude pencil will do. I'm just going to place that on the waterline. You can even set this with your face powder as long as it doesn't contain shimmer in it. If you're sensitive to that, it's up to you what you consider eye safe. And that just to sort of brighten up the lower lash line and touch base on it. Just because we already have so much going on the upper lash line, I don't want to feel like I neglected a piece of the eye. To really help sort of jet the eye forward though, I am going to take a little bit of Chocolate Soleil. Again, I'm going to be taking this up on a pencil brush. And just a warning, this does have a chocolate smell, so if you know that your eyes are really going to be bothered by something with a fragrance, I would take a different bronzer. Just gonna place that lightly underneath the eye just to sort of pop it forward and just sort of define it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Candlelight, and I just put a little pea-sized amount on the back of my hand. I'm going to stipple my Sephora Airbrush brush number 56 into it. It is synthetic. And I'm just going to pop that onto the upper cheekbone and use it as my highlight. I'm going to take the Too Faced, the Bronzed and the Beautiful palette, and I'm going to take a little bit of Chocolate Soleil up on my e.l.f. stippling brush. And I'm just going to start contouring with it. I'm going to brush that up onto the cheekbone just so you can see a little bit of color. And it does sort of help blend into the blush, so the blush isn't so stark and the line isn't so sharp for my contour. Just go ahead and place this Chocolate Soleil where you want it for your bronzer. You just start then doing the C-shape pattern. I don't like to do the E because I can always see the line of right there, so I'm gonna skip that. It'll be a little too much for my personal taste to take a cotton candy kind of blush since the eyes are already so bright. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a warmer pink because I got more of a yellow skin tone. I'm just going to be taking this sort of corally pink, which is Alamasca Hussy, and I'm just gonna start at the back of the hairline and just kind of barely pounce it on using the tips of the stippling brush. Kind of keep it back so there's not an overboard amount of color on the face. Now for the eyes, you could already tell that I left out quite a bit of liner compared to my usual looks, but it's because I wanted to leave a little bit of room to play around with the lips. I'm going to be taking Urban Decay's 24/7 lip liner in Wicked. I'm going to line my lips and fill them in. It's just a pink. I'm going to take an Inglot lipstick. This one is muted but fun. This is 147. It's just a lavender. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And then just dab on a little bit of Lorac Multiplex 3D Lip Gloss in Cliché, just a pinky mermaid color. I think they still make these, I'm not sure. They just have these plastic kind of doe foot applicators. And just go through the center of the bottom and upper lip, and they kind of dry down pretty well. So, and if you don't have the lip gloss, you can always just take that eye glitter that we put on and put that on your lips instead. So I hope you enjoy this look, and thanks for watching.